Let's compare styles here. This is Princess Catherine, Her Royal Highness, arriving in a 22-pound Zara dress to a children's hospice as a patron. And here it is, Meghan Markle, arriving at the Children's Charity Gala, thinking that this is, I don't know, a movie premiere. And then Meghan Markle is complaining about, why don't they like me? Why don't they get it? Does she understand that she was at a children's charity gala event and not at a Soho House party? It's like nothing gets through that woman's thick brain. I can't believe she's getting paid so much to go to Invictus Games, and we're going to get into that. It's like watching a train wreck, guys. You know when you go by a driveway, driving, and you see a car accident, and you're really trying not to look, but you kind of do? That's exactly how Harry and Meghan Markle are. It's watching it, or watching a car accident happen in slow motion, and you want to reach out and say, stop. But instead of stopping, they speed up, and it gets worse and worse and worse and worse. And this is what we're watching right now. The plus side of it all is that Meghan Markle has landed herself a very good gig. Well, she's continuing the good gig. But before we get to that, let us start with some good news, because we've seen today Her Royal Highness the Princess of Wales. She became the patron of this beautiful hospice for children, Taifan. I hope, please forgive me if I'm mispronouncing it, but it's such an amazing thing for her to do. And you will not believe how much that dress that she's rocking cost. 22 pounds, Zara. This is a 22-pound Zara dress. And this woman is rocking it. She looks absolutely beautiful in it. And yet, here we have Meghan, and it's just so unfortunate that it cost her so much to look that cheap. It is actually a little bit of embarrassing. And then, of course, we have Prince William this morning, or whatever he was doing, that he went looking for DNA. How to extract DNA. I think that's a very dire warning for Prince Harry and his children, of course. But I think it was just fun, and he looked amazing, and also playing with the kids. You know, it's just beautiful to see the royals out and about doing what they do without fanfare. And of course, they do bring attention to it. This is why they bring the press, because they want attention on these causes, not on themselves. So her being the patron of that children's hospice is amazing. I mean, it's just beautiful to see, and we'll love her for that. And of course, and looking gorgeous with a 22-pound Zara dress. That says a lot, doesn't it? By the way, if you're new to the channel, thanks for coming. Please don't forget to click like, share, and subscribe. It does help the channel, beautiful people. And click the notification bell if you want to become a member. That's fantastic. And if you want to buy the merch, thank you. So let's get into this, because now we have the news that Meghan Markle is attending Invictus Games in Vancouver. Like I said 4 days ago in a video I did. I mean, was there ever any doubt that this insane woman was going to pass up the opportunity to be in the spotlight? Because that once again, she's going to turn this into a shite show. Her walking, I mean, to this day, I still don't understand how she was marching, heading this British soldiers, wearing shorts and flip-flops at a very serious and solemn ceremony, because you can see all the soldiers around her actually dressed, except the athletes, of course. But Meghan, it's not an athlete. She's not. So we have this woman, and of course, she's going to make it all about herself. And what is worse, you know, I was wrong. I was absolutely dead wrong. It is not 30 million Canadian dollars that are being, forked over to the Invictus Games Foundation Vancouver. No, siree. It is $60.4 million. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And this was signed on behalf of His Majesty the King, King Charles III, and of course the government. The government gave them 30 million in between certain organizations. Plus, there's another organization that works with veterans that they use the funds to help veterans, whether they're disabled and stuff, but they donated $2 million to Harry and Meghan's Invictus. And they have $10 million assigned for entertainment and expenses, other expenses. Oh, and are you sitting down? Are you sitting down? Because one of these expenses is going to be Meghan Markle. But not only her wardrobe or her private planes or the security. I'm really interested to see who's going to pay the security. And it's going to be very interesting to see the fashion choices she makes, because God forbid, you catch Meghan Markle doing, coming with a Zara dress. Did you know, by the way, that Meghan Markle did, when she thought she kind of made it, she did a party to give away all her cheap clothes. Most of them were Zara label because she thought she didn't want them. She's now above Zara. And here we have Princess Catherine, the future Queen of England, rocking a 22-pound Zara dress. But Meghan Markle is doing parties to give away her cheap clothes, getting rid of them. Yeah, that's what we're dealing with. So we're going to see, because of course Invictus is going to fork over for them, for their clothes, for the private plane travel expenses. And of course, Meghan Markle and Harry are getting paid. Harry is no longer just, that is of course if he's able to make it, because oh my God, guys, Harry has been asked to attend. I'm going to do a whole video about this. Harry has been ordered to attend on February 5th to the hearing to hear about revoking the sentence that the judge under the Biden administration gave, keeping his documents secret. So that's gone, and Harry's being called. So we shall see if he's able to leave the United States or if he's kicked out, because if the judge decides right then and there that Harry has to, or he says, I'll revoke the order and I'll make the document public, or if Trump fulfills his promise and makes the document public and he's lied, he will be able to leave permanently. But setting that aside, yes, they are getting paid huge fees for this. It is absolutely insane. Meghan Markle getting paid on top of the private plane, on top of the, as I said, on top of the clothing expenses and everything. And of course, being put at a suite, at the presidential suite, because of course she has to be at the presidential suite. And she's going to show up with horrible fashion choices, which we will criticize on this channel. Let's be frank here. I mean, where are we kidding? Of course we're going to criticize it. She's getting paid on top of that, allegedly, and I have to say allegedly for legal reasons, $500,000. And guess what happened this morning? When I went to check on Invictus on X, they blocked me. They blocked me for asking them about their accounts, about showing and being transparent with their accounts. Why would a foundation block people when they're asking direct questions? Because they're a public foundation. But yeah, Meghan Markle, $500,000. Let me get this straight. This woman failed at everything. She's a complete failure. She failed being an actress because before she met Harry, her biggest real role, guys, her biggest real role where she spent most of screen time on was Deal or No Deal. And that's a deal. And then, of course, Suits. But in Suits, she didn't really spend a lot of time on screen. She only spent 134 minutes out of the 108 episodes that she was hired to be in that season. So that's not very much. Humanitarian, what? Has she actually done anything with One World Vision, I think, that she worked with? Has she done anything, highlighted anything of that matter? Nope. Has she done anything with really getting involved with One World Vision? Absolutely not. And guess what? They might bring the kiddies. They might bring the kiddies because according to my sources, Canada is willing to pay full security, full head of state security for Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, and if they bring the kids. So out of desperation, when everything fails, you bring the kids out. So it's going to be very interesting because I don't understand why they block me, Invictus. And they're blocking pretty much everybody who's calling them out. You still have to show the accounts because they have $10.5 million for entertainment and other expenses. They have about $7 million for lodging, travel. It's going to be very interesting because from what it said, Katy Perry is getting paid $5 million and Nelly Furtado is getting paid about $1.8 million. And if you think that Michael Bublé went and sang, "Oh, Harry, you did it your way," think again, because he charged $1.5 million. All of that coming out of the pocket of Invictus. This is why those two CEOs and CFO, the CEO and the CFO, were fired because they were trying to put an end to this madness. Can you imagine Meghan Markle getting $500,000? This woman who can't even get a podcast off the air, who can't even sit down like I'm doing here with you. What do you think? How do you feel about that? And that is, of course, if Harry is able to leave, because he has to go. It's very interesting that the judge called him on February 5th and he has to attend. And if the judge revokes it and makes the document public and he lied, bye-bye, Harry. Now, what I'm very interested in, how do you feel about Invictus Games paying this woman $500,000? How do you feel about Canada giving Harry and Meghan full head of state security? We're talking convoy with policemen and everything, guys. How do you feel about that? Because Canadian people are paying for that. That is insanity. Well, the veterans have to pay for everything themselves. And on top of that, charging $358 for a concert. Yeah, the cheapest ticket is $83, but still it's a lot of money for people who are already paying to go there. By the way, the veteran who had an accident during the games, he was in a wheelchair and he fell backwards. He's still struggling to pay his own medical bills because because he was playing at Invictus, his insurance does not cover it. And Invictus is refusing to cover it. But they're okay shelling out $500,000 for Meghan Markle and almost $1 million for Prince Harry, their patron, to appear. How do you feel about all of that? Isn't that interesting what class is? Princess Catherine, the future Queen of England, 22-pound dress, Zara. And Meghan Markle doing a party when she kind of made the second season of Suits to give away those cheap clothes. It kind of says a lot that you don't need an expensive dress to look regal and look good. You just need to be beautiful and classy. Please, please, please leave me your thoughts.